Did the famous actor Arnold Schwarzenegger provide the production of the civilian version of the military vehicle Hummer? What happened to the road tank Hummer? The full story of Hummer begins. During World War II, the American company Willys, along with Ford, produced hundreds of thousands of military jeeps for the U.S. Army. These four-wheel drive jeeps, capable of move on all kinds of rough terrains, allowed American troops to move quickly. They were also used for towing supply trailers and transporting water, fuel, and ammunition. On the other hand, jeeps equipped with machine guns and anti-tank weapons transformed into war machines. U.S. sent 185,000 units jeeps, that extremely useful on the battlefield, sent its allies, including the UK, France, China, and the Soviet Union. After the war, Willys continued supplying jeeps to the U.S. Army until the late 1980s without making significant changes. However, as the years passed, the power, carrying capacity, and safety of jeeps no longer met the military's needs and could not support heavier, modern weapons. By the 1980s, after 40 years of service, U.S. Army decided to replace outdated jeeps with a more advanced, multifunctional, armored military vehicle. The U.S. government signed a $1.2 billion contract with AM General, which owned Jeep, to develop a new military vehicle. In 1980, the company developed Hummer. Length of vehicle was 15 feet, width was 7 feet, height was 6 feet. The Hummer, with a weight of 2.7 tons, was powered by a 6.5-liter V8 turbo diesel engine, which producing 190 horsepower. To reduce weight, its armored body was made from aluminum. The four-wheel drive Hummer featured advanced independent suspension systems at the front and rear, allowing it to easily move in the most challenging terrains. It could climb 60% slopes and move through water. After extensive testing, the Hummer impressed the U.S. military so much. Pentagon ordered 55,000 units to AM General. However, the military didn't call the vehicle Hummer. Instead, the vehicle was officially named the High Mobility Multi-Purpose Wheeled Vehicle, or Humvee. Various high-caliber machine guns, anti-tank, and anti-aircraft weapons were mounted on the vehicle. The Humvee provided the U.S. Army with higher mobility, better attack capabilities, and good protection for soldiers. The vehicle played a critical role in the 1991 Gulf War against Iraq. Many Humvees were parachuted into combat zones from aircraft. Humvees significantly reduced American casualties during the conflict. So, how did the military Hummer become a civilian vehicle? Let's dive. In the early 1990s, Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the most popular action movie stars of the era, was impressed by the Humvee. He contacted AM General, expressing his desire to own one. Initially, the company declined, stating that the vehicle was only for military use. However, Schwarzenegger managed to convince the company to create a civilian version. Thus, in 1992, AM General introduced the civilian Hummer H1, the first model delivered to Arnold Schwarzenegger with ceremony, and the vehicle was nicknamed the Terminator. Priced at $100,000, the 4.5 tons beast came equipped with air conditioning and airbags. However, it lacked comfort and luxury features. Despite its rugged design, wealthy buyers and celebrities started to own Hummer because it turned into a status symbol. But in 7 years, only 7,500 units were sold. This low sales leading the company to consider discontinuing the brand. However, American automotive giant General Motors saw potential for Hummer. General Motors believed the vehicle could reach a larger audience, bought the brand rights. Under the agreement, AM General was continued producing the vehicles, while GM was managed the marketing and sales. GM decided to transform the Hummer into a more consumer-friendly off-road SUV. In 2002, the redesigned Hummer H2 was released. While the H2 kept its powerful and muscular design, it was more modern and attractive than the H1. The interior was also upgraded with luxury features, including heated leather seats, cruise control, sunroof, rear-view camera, and a navigation system. This time, a 6-liter V8 engine powered the 3-ton SUV with extreme performance. However, fuel consumption was so high, with the vehicle consuming 24 liters in 100 kilometers. To reduce production costs, GM built the H2 with same platform with other SUVs and pickups, like the Cadillac Escalade and Chevrolet Silverado. This strategy allowed the price to drop to $50,000. The modern and luxurious H2 made a significant impact. In its first year, 18,000 units were sold, more than double the total sales of the original Hummer H1 in 7 years. The following year, sales doubled again to 35,000 units, leading GM to expand dealerships around all country. The H2 became a status symbol among celebrities, with stars like LeBron James, Eminem, and Britney Spears proudly owning one. Originally designed for off-road lovers and weekend adventurers, the Hummer unexpectedly became a city vehicle. Therefore, Hummer started to take big criticization by environmental groups because of its extreme fuel consumption. Also, 40 Hummer vehicles were set on fire at dealerships by protesters. Because of these protests, and to reach wider consumers, GM introduced a smaller version, the Hummer H3, in 2005. The H3 was lighter, weighing 2 tons, and had smaller engines, a 3.5-liter and a 3.7-liter, producing 220 horsepower. The most powerful version came with a 5.3-liter V8, producing 300 horsepower. GM managed to cut the price significantly, offering the H3 for $28,000. H3 also kept luxury features and achieved a 5-star safety rating from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The H3 sold 120,000 units in 3 years, a big sales success. After this achievement, GM expanded globally and opened dealership in 33 countries. Hummers were even assembled in South Africa and delivered to Europe, Asia, and Australia. Enthusiasts began modifying their Hummers extensively, and some were even converted into limousines. Despite its success, the Hummer was neither as comfortable and capable as the Toyota Land Cruiser, nor as luxurious as the Mercedes G-Class. Yet, it continued to sell well due to its uniqueness and the prestige. However, everything changed with the 2008 economic crisis. Fuel prices rocketed, and with the public's purchasing power declining, the gas-guzzling Hummer lost its appeal. Sales plummeted from 55,000 units in 2006 to just 5,000 in 2009. GM was struggling financially, filed for bankruptcy, and decided to either sell or shut down several brands, including Hummer. GM tried to sell Hummer to Chinese manufacturer Tenggzhong. However, China's government, under pressure to reduce pollution, blocked the sale, fearing backlash due to Hummer's gas-guzzling reputation. GM, unable to find a buyer, shut down the brand in 2010. But Hummer's story didn't end here. In the following years, the American market for large SUVs and pickups continued to grow. For this reason, General Motors began to consider bringing back the Hummer brand. Since the industry is an electric car transformation, electric Hummer plans were made. In this way, the brand would not be exposed to reactions from environmentalists. When the electric pickup Tesla Cybertruck introduced by Tesla created great excitement, General Motors decided to bring to life this idea. In 2021, the GMC Hummer EV debuted in both pickup and SUV versions. The massive 5.5-meter pickup version, weighing 4.5 tons, delivered 1,000 horsepower and a range of 530 kilometers. General Motors invested $2.2 billion in the production facility. However, sales have been slow, with only 16,000 units sold in the first 2.5 years. We can't say that electric Hummer is a success yet. We'll see in the coming years. See you in the next video.